Welcome back to Dumfries High School for the Challenger Curling Series Tour event here for 2016. My name is David Owen, joining me is Kenny Murray. Afternoon, Kenny.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Dumfries. As you can see, we're nearly down to skip stones in the first end. Started rather sharp. We were just quite prepared, but
we were still in the middle of our lunch.
Well, that's true.
A couple of wee technical difficulties as well, but I think we're up and running now, hopefully.
As you can see, I think Kyle Smith is line shot in there at the moment, and he does have the hammer in the first end here.
Yep, highest up in the rankings as we went through. Kyle Smith unbeaten, as is Cameron Bryce actually.
Yes, they're both unbeaten.
Both went through the section completely unbeaten, which is it's quite nice to see both teams in the final, top in their sections and straight through. Kyle Smith beating Grant Hardy in the semi-final this morning. And Cameron Bryce taking on the De Molinedo rink from Spain, who are named two teams are currently playing a 3-4 game.
Yes, early stages in their first end as well. Both games, I think, actually started about 12:45. I think one or two problems with teams needing to get flights back into Europe tonight.
Stones flying everywhere there. Certainly opened it up.
Colourful outfits that Cameron Bryce's team have.
They're different, aren't they?
Seems to be a thing in curling now that your outfits are very colourful.
Bring back black. No, it's good, isn't it? It's
easy to identify what team's what.
Seems to be the done thing with the numbers on the back as well.
Don't know what specific reason, what number they pick.
It's either that, it's an exceptionally large squad size.
Yeah, not just quite basically like football.
Yeah, exactly. Along comes number 99.
Somehow don't think that's got anything to do with this, because I don't think you would have 29 in your squad.
No, exactly.
Just looking at the back of Robin Brighton's jacket.
So just looking to replace the guard here, I think was the call.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have last stone. I think he'd be quite happy to let Kyle Smith have one at the first
force the one, exactly. Should also mention we've got a ladies final on at the same time. She's Sophie Jackson, Hero of the Ice Bowl, against the Mathis rink. We'll keep you up to date with that one. The guard maybe just hasn't swung. I think they can get rid of both blues here. This final being played on sheet C. Ladies final on
sheet D. I think the men's third and fourth is on sheet E.
Run across to see that ladies final there. I assume Sophie Jackson playing the Bluestones.
I'm not sure.
We'll check that later. It's just I should mainly show you it's on at the moment. We'll keep you up to date with that game as it goes, or rather the people doing the scoring will keep us up to date with that.
Hopefully.
One. we can't see anything from our position. We're just in a nice kind of wee cubby hole at the back of the curling lounge. We need to get the double glaze salesman in here, Kenny. Get a nice wee window.
We could do with a window, but you still wouldn't see a lot, mind you.
The TV's kind of blocking we're way nowadays. So Kyle Smith's first stone in the final. Looking to come through the port. He's hanged the guard. But he has tipped another yellow into the house. So Cameron Bryce is going to have to be very careful here.
I think that might have been one of the ones, David, that erred inside of caution, make sure he got the guard.
Exactly.
Leave the road open for the last stone.
He's trying to move these about now, take the yellow out the back and lie two. I think we've abandoned the guard now, just too risky.
Well, if he didn't get the guard perfect, he could end up losing a 3 or a 4 in the first end.
Yep, not the ideal way to start a final. Got to get this right still, or he could still lose a 3 though. Got to be careful he doesn't leave a double on the. He's aiming for the top blue to remain in the house. His shooter to roll in behind the corner guards on the left.
Only the yellow that are on the centre line to both go out of play.
Yeah, they'll disappear, but he's got to watch that his shooter doesn't come in behind it and finish deeper into the house. So he's going for the guard.
Reverting back to the guard now.
Got to make this, otherwise it'll be a shot for a 3, I think. If we change our mind again. No, we're just watching the line. I'd like this beating the top, at least one yellow, I thought. But I'm not sure that's far enough, Kenny.
No, I think it'll be tight to the guard again, and I think both blues, and his own yellow might even stick now.
Yeah, it might. The one in the middle.
Aye,
yeah,
but he might lose his shooter.
I don't think he can keep the shooter and keep the yellow in the house.
His other option is here, he just draws this for 2.
Yep, there is that option there. Way up the percentages.
Well, he's probably not gaining a lot, because he might lose 2 of the yellows anyway. So it might just be as easy drawing for the pot lid for 2.
It's quite a statement of intent going for a 3 in the first though. I think he can. He'll be seeing. He might not be able to see as much of that stone as we think he can, just because of the camera angles. Again, to be fair, it's not an easy draw though.
I don't think he can go wrong, because if he just gets a tickle on the blue, and as long as he's hard enough, the blue will go out of play. But he might not get enough to hit the yellow to hit the other blue out.
Yeah, I think that's what he's worried. He's worried that even playing this, the second blue doesn't go out the side.
We said this the last time, I think he's going for the draw.
I think so. It's that risk and reward thing again, isn't it? So maybe there's.
I think he's struggling to see half of that blue stone, which I think would just basically take it by the edge of the yellow and just still leave him on the line once. He probably has more to gain. To try and get his 2 would be the easier shot as the draw to the 4 foot.
It just depends how much you can see of that blue from the other end. I think that's the...
So it's Kyle Smith's last stone at the first end.
Maybe answers what we can see of that blue.
Possibly more is what I thought. He must have got to the far end and said he could see more.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe just stick with this angle for a wee while and maybe get a better idea of where the stone's coming from.
I think just looking at a scoreboard I can see in the background, Matthias has picked up a 2 at the first end against Sophie Jackson.
I think you're right, and indeed Sophie wasn't playing blue stones. Thanks, guard. Still picks up a 1 though.
I think he had to play it really, really tight, and possibly the draw wasn't there either.
The draw was really tight, I think. So slightly shaky start from the Bryce rink, but achieved what they were they set out to do in the first end. So.
I think they had set their stall out quite early in the end. They were putting guards on Kyle Smith's yellow stone. It was line shot, so.
Let's see across on sheet E. Men's third place game. Everybody always delighted to be playing a third place game, of course.
So back to the main game that we're covering this afternoon. Back to the second end here. We're down to the second stone from the Bryce rink. The call is to come round the yellow guards, which are lying just off the centre line. This is just over curling a wee bit. Be lacking of the yard of weight as well. So right away Kyle Smith.
Just put the latest score up for everybody to see. Just tuck it in the top corner there. I'll keep you updated on that one.
A steal of 2 at the first end for the Matthias rink.
think it would have been, it must have been, yeah.
This one just doing slightly the different thing from what the Bryce Stone did. That one held and the Bryce Stone drew onto the guard.
Touch heavier, perhaps?
It was slightly heavier. That was, if that stone had got by the guard, it was a really good stone. Bryce asking his second player to do a wee clean up in the front end. A few yellow stones moving around, but still a lot of stones lying at the front, David.
Yeah, it's not really changed the front of the house a lot. It's removed one stone from play, but everything kind of went a bit straight there for them.
Smith team are planning to come around that yellow guard again. A draw. Good line, but just lacking a bit of weight. Possibly just held that a bit straighter because the sweepers were working it really hard. Bryce's team chuck the yellow out of play and roll out themselves. So I think again, Kyle Smith indicating a draw around his own yellow guard.
Yep, nothing changes, so have another go at it.
Taking slightly more ices for a draw that, like what they were taking this morning, as if there seems to be possibly a slight more draw on this sheet.
Yep, there does. Hopefully a better finish to the stones as well. It's a really nice line. If it finishes well, it's really good.
Again, just a yard of weight.
Yeah, maybe just a fraction slower than it was. Maybe catching them out slightly.
So Cameron Bryce decides to draw on the other hand, round behind, which is also a yellow guard on the other side. I think the Smith team would rather have had that yellow stone in there sitting on the edge of the 8 foot, at least fully into 8 foot.
Fully into 8 foot, stops them coming round the corner, doesn't it? Mathis Rink have taken another steal of one. So really, Sophie Jackson's 3-0 now. It's after 2 ends. Still a long time left in the game. Thomas Muirhead with his second shot of the end. Assuming we've got the stone count right. I think we have.
Take it there's a blue stone round being hidden by Kyle Smith's.
Yes, there is, yeah. hits the guard, and leaves him with a bit of an awkward choice here.
Actually, it's not making Cameron Bryce's job any easier.
It hasn't. He's still got the problem because the one coming around the guard wasn't in shot position. It's not really improved the situation despite the miss from the Smith rink.
No, I don't think you can see any of the yellow stone that's behind the guard. Attempt there by the Bryce team to remove that yellow, but I don't think you could see much more of it because he just got by the guard and no more. So,
yep, exactly.
So I think it still remains in shot position. Is he going for the draw here?
He'll be. I think he will be. He's still sitting short, so he'll just come right round that middle.
And you fully expect Cameron Bryce to beat that outside yellow, so that's the reason possibly why he's trying to put something on top of the 4 foot.
Exactly, but it's the insurance policy, so he's got a free shot round the centre guards here.
As long as he doesn't leave the Bryce team on inside to get a double.
Yes, exactly. You need to hide the inside edge and preferably burying. It's a good chance for it. Sets up a good chance for a steal.
Not a good sign with the hands coming out.
There seems to be a much bigger swing here now, though.
Well, it's swinging a lot now.
Yeah, it's starting to cut really nicely. Has it got the weight? It's not. It's definitely not. I'd be disappointed with that.
That's possibly the reason why it did cut over the ice, just lack of weight.
Yep. So Bryce will try and follow that in. Probably won't want to go too deep with this, maybe top 8, but line shot.
Line shot position. And try and hide the inside edge.
Exactly. Yep. Need to watch he doesn't leave a double on the Blues though. Going to have to work this one to hide the inside. I think they've done enough. They've certainly got it to short position. The double can only be taken off the centre one, I think. I think if you come off the other one, there's a chance of the blue going towards the yellow.
I think the best stone Kyle Smith could play here would probably just be if his second shot on the nose. It makes it really awkward for Cameron Bryce then to get in.
If he can get second shot just by hitting the nose, then yep, absolutely perfect. I'm not sure he can though. Maybe has to roll a little bit to get the second shot.
Even just rolling a couple of inches to the left hand side as we look at it would really make it awkward.
It's got the double anyway.
Force Cameron Bryce to either hit and stick or draw the 4 foot.
Drawing the 4 foot by the look of the ice.
would say so. So Cameron Bryce, last stone at the second end, a draw to the 4 foot to pick up a 1. The game 1-1 after 2 ends.
In the capable hands of Ewan Kyle and Fraser Shaw.
Is that a double Stenrar front end?
I think it is.
Supers are off, but they're just kind of nursing it into the house now. It looks good. It's right, covers the pot lid.
Spot on.
So, good draw there from Cameron Bryce and makes the score 1-1 after 2 ends.
Men's third place games currently sitting at 2-2 after 2 ends. I believe Sophie Jackson's scored a 2, so that's she's 3-2 down. Also in the third end, fourth end. No, they must be in their fourth
they're
end.
Playing 4 ends, the fourth end.
They started a little bit ahead of us on this sheet.
There's actually been quite a lot of drawing in the final of the men's, David.
There has, to be fair, yeah. It's no, it's certainly not been the rapid hit game. It's a nice stone.
Yes, perfect weight there from Fraser Shaw, was it?
It was, yeah, it was indeed. I covered their game last night and he shouted down the corridor after me, I hope you were saying something nice. So, called his tick shot quite nicely. A couple of freshies he had before that maybe weren't so kind about, but played that stone exceptionally well. Got a nice wee flop in behind the guard.
Someone just slightly moved off it there, Cammy Smithstone.
Yeah, quite a nice reply, it just doesn't quite, maybe a yard too heavy. Just didn't quite catch the curl. Maybe a bit disappointed not getting the roll or the double there.
Yeah, I think the shot called for was the roll, but I think possibly he's hung that wee bit wider and decided then to go for the double yellow.
I'd be disappointed not to move that second yellow out the house.
So I'm not sure whether Kyle will go for the double here, because I think the double might go into his back yellow.
Yeah, I think he's looking for the wee roll inside. It just comes to the nose. I think the roll over the face onto the inside still on at a down weight. There is a wee bit late swing anyway.
There by the Kyle Smith team, trying to remove both blues from play. Has cleared everything from behind the guard, but still leaves Bryce team line one at the back of the 8 foot.
Again, all of a sudden we've got multiple yellows in here, so he's looking to tidy this up a little touch.
You actually get a nice wee roll here over to the yellow out and go over to the right hand side.
I think that's what we'll be looking for anyway. Takes the risk of any kind of jam out of the equation as well.
The Bryce team now line 2 shots, either end of the 8 foot. Don't think he'll be too bothered about his back yellow here, David.
Not at all. I think would be the.
It's very surprised if it remains about, or it even counts at the end of the day.
To be fair, on the nose probably lifts it okay. You'll want to hang about here though. He has done. Not in short position though. Blue is still shot. I don't think Cameron Bryce can afford to come round the guard at this stage.
Yes, that's what he's going to play.
Got to make it, I suppose.
He doesn't have last stone.
That's why I was wondering about whether he could afford to come round it or not. But to be fair, if he does come round it, maybe he's almost having to commit to a steal though.
Yeah, if he just sits at the front of the house and second shot, he's not setting up a double.
Yeah, key being hide the inside edge here. Certainly not got the line.
I think he could be going through the back of the house.
It's line, third shot.
Cut this blue over and try and take the two blues out at the same time. And leave the two yellows away on the outside of the 12 foot.
Yeah, I don't think he's too worried about keeping, as you said before, I don't think he's worried about keeping that back yellow at all. So I think lie 2 is a good chance for a 2 here. I think there is a skinny double for a to lie 3, but I'm not. I don't think they'll entertain it. They seem quite happy with it. I'd like to have a little bit straighter just to keep back in there. It's done the job nicely though. Puts them in a good position for a 2.
Trying to get as big a gap here between the blues as possible, so try and take off any Smith double, chance of a double.
Yeah, I think he can even roll in, rolls across the centre line. It's actually been quite a nice place. Plenty of room past the guard just to play a wee back ring tap though.
Getting quite close to. I suppose he did remove the shot stone, but it is looking likely that Smith might pick up a 2 now.
Yeah, I think so. Possibly want to roll to the wing a little bit here, just so that any roll back behind the centre guard ends up very, very deep into the rings. I think that's the only danger, but again, anything is going to be back tee, so I think there's enough swing on the ice to play back ring weight, hack weight to anything that comes behind that guard, so I don't think they'll be overly concerned. Equally, I don't think the blues jamming together is an issue at all here. I think they're worried about the line here a little bit, but no, they're fine. That one looked like it took its time to swing and then came quite a lot quite quickly.
Stone each to come at the third end. Kyle Smith's team line 2 shots. And he does have last stone. Bit more ices. It's just a different hand they're taking.
Yeah, different handle. I think Cameron Bryce has played quite a few off this handle the last couple of games we've watched. It's a good effort. It's just rolling slightly too far. No hit for a 2 is the end result though. And as he's just pointed out with his brushes, he's always got the over curl double if he does need it. Don't think he will though.
No, if he over curls that much, I think he's well out. And possibility that if he gets it on this side, it might roll over the face.
Yeah, no, you're thinking probably right there.
Be a very thin quarter stone double. I think he'll just be going.
Yeah, which he'll certainly be hoping he'll be nowhere near.
Yes, I think the first shot here will be the hit on the nose and lie to.
So that has swung, Kenny.
So, as David said there, quite a bit of swing there. Or whether it was just slightly tight. We shall not know, but
I'm certainly not going to call that either way.
But he just pick up a 1. The way it was there, actually, if they'd let that come that wee bit more, it possibly might have got the double.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's always a dangerous one, that, isn't it? And then it doesn't swing at the end, and yeah, not a nice one to judge at all. So you can see on the right hand side of the screen, ladies final, still sitting at 3-2. So I'll just switch your attention across to the ladies' final. There's a lot of stones in play there, Kenny. Well, you just nipped round to have a look at it. I thought we'll just put it on screen while the next 10 gets going. I have no idea what's going on in there. So this is the... Now, who's which colour? I think the Mathis rink are blue. I think. I'm just going to be cheeky and have a look. Yeah, so Sophie Jackson is red. I think there's 2 blues sitting in there. Yeah, it could be. None the wiser. I'm going to favour blue. I think 2 blue.
The red's not lying nice if it gets any connection at all.
No.
Is this last stone? Or is it 2 to come?
I think there's a couple to come. Are they just going for a guard here, or?
Guarding
The red, actually.
Right, so he couldn't cut it across onto the shot.
I think there must be 2 stones to come now. looks like Sophie looking to cut the losses here, I think, and just stick a guard up.
I think she's just trying to block that hole.
I think it's one of these ends that everybody's happy to actually concede the end with 4 stones to go.
Just like to know if there's a shot.
With Mathia's rink hitting that red into the red to hit the blue through the hole to hit that red out of there.
I think you've just called an absolute belter. So you are talking about hitting that red
That there.
onto that red,
Where's the blue going?
pushing the blue through here somewhere,
Yeah.
either onto either of these 2 shots.
Yes.
I have to admit, I can't see how it wouldn't be worth a go.
Oh, that might just be going to disappear now.
That is not what it was called, but I think it does a job. I tell you what, it might not. I don't think they've seen it. But if you were to hit that red that's just been played, blue onto the outside red and spin it back in. I think that lines up there. That's one of these ones we will never ever know.
No, I think they're just going to try and raise the front blue.
So there's that, they're just playing a hit way down the side of the sheet. So the men's game in the corner of the screen, that looks to be building up quite nicely.
No, I think it's two, right? Two
blue,
shots
I
to
think.
blue. So, as you saw, quite a lot of stones in play there at the 4th end.
So I made the score 5-2, I think.
Yes, 5-2 to Matthias after 4 ends. So back to the men's final.
Take them about 5 minutes to tidy that end away.
There's a lot of stones to push out the rink.
And then the obligatory team conferences after it. You can tell we're getting tired and grumpy at the end of a weekend now. So a nice lineup of stones here as well. Smith rink may just be looking to tickle something about here.
In the men's 3rd, 4th place, the Hardy game, it's the 3rd end has been blanked in it, so it still remains 2-all after 3.
Cameron Bryce might be happy enough to go for a not a wild gamble, but I'm not sure that blue's going very far, so they're just doing the opposite of everything we suggest. So they're smacking the guards off. No gamble at all. There's a lot of yellow spinning around. And that's worked out very nicely. In behind the corner guard.
I suppose there is a draw right to the face.
So that stone just running in behind it. Worked out nicely.
This looks a good stone. It just finishes. And just a come up a couple of feet short.
Yeah, I don't think it's short, is it? I think Cameron will still want to do something about that, though. He's got a whole house to run away into.
I think even if it goes wrong here, David, they'll still lie short.
Yeah, I think it'd be safer to play to try and aim and hit this thin and roll right across the other side of the house. I think they were looking at the centre line, but they won't want to jam this backwards. But as you say, even a jam probably leaves him line shot with his shooter. Yeah, not what they were looking for. Guess that was slightly tight away because it was something heavier than called for as well.
Kyle Smith asking his player just to hit the blue out of play and roll over on the centre.
It's pretty good there.
Just didn't quite curl enough, or it would have been, if he got behind the blue guard, he was just a really good stone, but he is lying 3 shots, but doesn't have the hammer.
And any roll off this stone is very much back tee.
With access in both hands.
Exactly.
A roll to the right wouldn't be a bad shot here, even to lie in behind the 2 blue guards. He has got last stone as long as he lies short.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think you're right. It certainly keeps the Smith rink playing in the house, so. Pretty much knows.
So I think we're down to skip stones now. One really good stone here could really change the end if somebody gets in behind the guard.
Yeah, absolutely. That's can change it exceptionally quickly.
Admittedly, it will be behind T. There would be a draw to it, but I think Bryce team would be thinking about getting the 2.
This one hasn't got any horses spared on it, I don't think. No, it's not too bad actually. It's not too bad. Can you wait? Well, I've got a slight roll, but nothing too drastic.
Why were they sweeping that?
They were sweeping that to try and get it to shift. So pushing almost the
Right.
theory being pushing it from
yes,
the opposite side.
I suppose they have taken the inside edge off now.
Yes, exactly. And it looks like a freeze, presumably.
I think he was playing to go
With
the
a wee
other
tap.
to tap and go to the roughly to around but where the brush is.
Yeah, it must be with that ice actually.
But a freeze wouldn't be a bad stone either.
Very difficult to freeze against these guys who got such an accurate peel weight. And there's a couple of catchers on the left, right enough.
Again, if you don't make the freeze, you're in a lot of bother.
Yeah, you're essentially drawing for the one. And jump and sweeping on that one, a wee touch.
That jumped in a wee bit as well. Is it still half out?
Yeah, it's still pretty much available, I would say. Maybe got a slight roll in. I think every stone's just had
Just slightly moving in all the time.
nothing too much though. Looks a bit high. No, it's fine.
I think that was the call to roll that way and lie 3 shots, but
open the 8 foot up.
so the last stone at the 4th end. Cameron and Bryce to play it. A draw to the 8 foot to pick up a 1. And take us back to where we started, David. A peel game after 4.
And Bryce's in-turn draw. Back into the hands of the sweepers, look fairly comfortable with it. Good lesson for any youngsters watching. Keep your head up, keep looking. Good clean finish to the brush as well. Comfortably in for his 1.
That's a couple of good draws. Cameron's played for his 2 single shots.
It is. He's nailed both of them against a total of 5 now. I think it was against 2 the first time, 3 that time.
So that draw by Cameron and Bryce makes it 2 all after 4 ends. So as I said, we're back to where we started.
Yep, 4 end game. We could have had a longer launch. It's been a relatively good game so far, reasonably cagey.
Yes, there's not been a lot of chances taken. There has been some good ends. Just might be right in saying I think Sophie Jackson might be in a wee bit of trouble at this end.
A wee bit of trouble, but the potential to actually do something here, I think.
Oh, there is a red in there.
There is a red there, yep. So I think we're looking to come through the gap between the 2 blues and tap the red back here. To admit, I might have been tempted just to come round everything. Let the opposition move the blues, but it's not quite the angles they're looking for. I think that must be us on to skip stones in that game. It's working quite nicely. There's no stones in the bottom corner, so we can put the other game on. It's working quite well for a change.
2 games here for your money. She's going for the double hit here.
I think she is. You need to be careful it doesn't jam though. We'll get a slight drag down the house with the second red. Probably an even worse result would be to jam it, but the red scoots off to the wing somewhere. There is a bit of distance between the blue and red, to be fair, so It may be okay. Just the one. There's a chance for the Jackson right now to actually move that red, hit the blue out and get in behind the guards.
Just a backline weight.
So you're in a hack weight just to make sure your shooter rolls in behind the corner guard on the other side.
Jackson stone there just didn't quite come off, and so a wee bit of bother at this end now.
Yep, not what was required there.
Just hung on the centre line and didn't draw it. Just needed to come another half stone and it was perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Going to be facing a few with the final draw now, I would say. Can't really afford to lose a steal now.
No, she's got to draw the shot.
Smith looking to build up an end across on the mains game. Yep, draw the button now. Last stone at the fifth end, a draw to the button. Sweepers are on this, Kenny. Cut in.
Cut out.
Sound for second shot.
Just makes it for second shot thanks to the sweepers.
I think that makes it
6-2, I think, to the Matthews rink.
I think you're right.
So back to the men's final. Definitely right down to skip stones because that's Kyle Smith. It's
Yeah, no, I think this is Thomas Muirhead's first, but we'll find out when we see the sweepers. That's not Thomas Muirhead's first. So it must be about there.
Kyle Waddell second.
I think it was.
Whoever it was a good stone. That's what I was going to say, draw round behind the guard.
He's got last stone here, so
Just keep his stones.
keep his stones apart. That's exactly where you just to watch the double that way though. That's the. Just wonder about coming right round on the right hand side. Maybe less chance of leaving a double. Yep. Almost to sacrifice the one on the 4 foot here in the knowledge that if you put something better in play, Bryce is going to hit that one. He may lift a double as well. He didn't look to split that one off the 4 foot.
Well, that's a possibility as well. And try and take the double off.
Yeah, just kind of split it, run it to the 12 foot and run the other way as well. Keep it simple. You just don't need to take the risk, do you?
It is a long blue guard. So there would be a chance to come round on both sides if something did happen to get behind it. Right round the garden.
Doubles there.
Probably come out on the other side.
Doubles there and to lie in quite a nice position as well.
Bryce's third player, Robin Bryden, basically hits and sticks, which does give Thomas Muirhead a chance to roll either way here.
Yeah, much better chance to split them up now, isn't it? Roll to the top of the 8 foot and behind the guard would be very nice. Needs to move a long way though. Well, it hasn't moved all 3 yellows.
It was very close to moving all 3 yellows.
It was indeed. Steve McLaren doing the scores, and that's not a joke, by the way. That is his name. He's not the former England manager. That is Steve McLaren.
Probably try to sort everything out for Graham.
Trying to fix it, I think, is the phrase, isn't it?
Rename him Jim will fix it.
Or maybe not.
Possibly not. Looking more and more like possible blank end.
It is looking very much like a blank now, isn't it?
Kyle's Smith's first stone at the fifth end. Straightforward double take out. So Cameron and Bryce will just be trying to make this as awkward as possible for Kyle's last stone.
Yeah, I would say so. As long as the yellow goes, he won't be too worried. I wouldn't have thought he'd be making it awkward, but he won't be too worried.
Possibly trying to force him to take a one.
I don't think where the guards are, that's possible now, is it? There's enough swing round that long guard, even at hack to bump.
Hack to back round.
You're relying on a mistake.
Slight roll there, but I think it's a straightforward take out for Kyle Smith.
Yeah, I would say so. Probably a nice peel weight.
Last stone here at the fifth end.
They are on it. He's fine, he's absolutely
Perfect.
fine.
So, fifth end blanked, and so the score remains at 2-all after 5 ends.
See, we're on to last of the vice skips stones here. Get the cameras moved around. There's how the head is lying in the ladies' final. 5 stones to come, this being the first one of them. And again, a nice blank part of house to parkour picture. Jackson Ring really needing to make something happen in this end. Sitting not too badly to do that, to be fair. You can see 2 reds in behind the corner guard. 2-2 in the third place game, the men's third place game.
No. You're right with it is a draw, but it's 3-3.
Oh, 3-3.
3-3,
My
David.
apologies. Who's which colour here, Kenny?
Grant Hardy's playing yellow stones, and it's Duncan Menzies that's playing the stone.
So we'll keep an eye on that one. We'll keep the men's final on the main picture. We'll keep you up to date with the third, fourth as well. So many games going on.
Close to a wee mistake there for the Barbers Art rink. Not getting into the red stone. Does give Sophie Jackson a chance here to lie two.
Really probably needed more than the 2, you kind of feel, but yeah, Mathis rink fairly well in control of.
Yes, I think maybe just miscalled that team there.
I think you maybe did actually, now you mention it, but it's been a long weekend. We've been here since Thursday night. So good team debate going on here.
Where would you put your stone here? Lock it on the blue? Freeze on the blue? Or does that set up a double?
I think it probably sets up the double. I think just exactly what Sophie's just called there. Hit and run away to the edge of the 8 foot in behind the blue and force your opposition to play a raise. Y2 and they're playing a raise to try and get rid of one. I think that's your best chance of leaving yourself a draw for a 3, but I think what it does do, if you get maybe 3/4 behind that blue, it leaves you almost with a guaranteed shot for a 2. So I'd be looking to hit and probably roll to about there. Using the laws of physics, probably a bit further down the house, but
Yeah.
that kind of line. That's a fair take out in the men's final. Tidies up the front. Doesn't quite get the roll.
Possibly sets up a double take
I
out.
think the double's there. Even if you roll it to the side's absolutely fine.
She was too far away. She did roll slightly.
No, it's just a 1/4 of an inch, half an inch or so. Would have been quite nice.
Just to the other side of the 4 foot would have been fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Just something to focus the mind. I think it probably had to be fully into the 8 to make it a difficult shot.
Definitely not getting the double.
Overswung a little bit, so we had a nose hit for a 2.
The house in the men's final still empty, clear.
I think empty is a good description of this.
Is there a big stone there, David? You're kind of keeping an eye on that game.
Yeah, no, I think it's there's one just at the top of the 12. I think Kyle's obscuring that from view. There is indeed just one just about biting the top of the 8 foot.
Here's Sophie Jackson's last stone at the 6th end to pick up a 2.
You've got to feel this is a must make.
Yeah. She looks good.
And she has made it.
So that makes the score 7-4 now to Matthias Rink.
I think so. So 3 shots in it.
2 ends to go.
2 ends. It's a tall order.
Yeah. Big end coming up for her.
Are we on last shots in the 3-4 game, Kenny? We must be close to it.
I think Grant Hardy may have a draw here for a 3 if it's his last stone.
If it's his last stone, it's certainly a draw for a 3.
Makes the draw. 3 shots to Grant Hardy. Takes a 6-3 lead, I think, after 6 ends. So back to our men's final now. Kyle Smith.
It's a nice
coming
shot.
through that small gap there, small port, and probably flopped over in line behind the guard now.
It leaves quite a nice angle though for a hack weight shot just to flop in the opposite direction.
Yes, and there's plenty of cover on the other side as well.
There's a lot of cover. It won't be particularly far into the house though, to be fair, so. I didn't quite get the roll across there. There was plenty of cover to go behind, but didn't quite make it. So maybe a touch disappointed in that one, but got rid of the yellow, which was.
I don't think this stone will be hanging around.
Smithering do have last stone, so I think they are. I suspect this may be a very much controlled weight through the port. A down weight might even get on the inside of it. Just on the nose again, just slightly outside, so Bryce will have the same shot again.
Down to the skip stones here at the 6th end. The Smith team line one at the front of the 12 foot. I think Cameron Bryce is planning to come through the port and remove it and possibly flop over in behind the guards that are lying on the right hand side as we look at it. So quite a heavy stone there by Cameron Bryce through the port and removes the Smith stone and has run out over and is hidden behind all the guards, but this is, David said, Kyle Smith does have last stone, so we're just going to see a draw here from Kyle Smith. Perfect judged there by the Smith team, just sweeping it into onto front of the 4 foot. Perfect stone there for Kyle Smith. I don't think Cameron Bryce will be able to follow that. Don't think you'll see any of that stone that Kyle Smith just played. It's very tight by the guard.
It's a very nice shot, isn't it?
Yeah, great shot. One each. Plenty of discussion going on here by the Bryce rink to what they're going to do.
I think it's decision time whether you're trying to force or steal here.
I think the decision to make, David, is
Force or blank, rather, even.
well, I don't think they're going to blank it because there's a blue sitting at the front of the
No, exactly. So they're
12 foot. It's how they're to get out, try and get out, just losing one. But he's got to draw right round that yellow to lie shot as well.
I think with that blue there, as you say, I think if you make that off the corner, if you make the corner, you're sitting really nicely. You're forcing the one essentially, aren't you? I think I quite like just follow that down.
Even if you're not shot,
Hang on the corner of the yellow even.
I think they're going for the big shot. Half stone. Big shot, David. If he pulls it off, could be a game-winning shot, but it could also.
The downside is it's going to leave the whole of the 4 foot, whereas the draw probably tightens it down to the 1 foot. I don't think they like it either. Just not doing anything. It's pretty average stone catching as well.
I don't think he'll come through the port this time. I think he'll come round the other side of the yellow.
Yeah, definitely come right round. Draw for a 2.
So the last stone at the 6th end. Kyle Smith to play it, and he has a draw for a 2.
A few stones in play next door as well on the ladies' final. Quite a few of them red as well. So we'll just watch this one and then we'll just switch across. really tight to the guard.
Not enough weight in the stone.
Difficult to tell, but yeah, it certainly looks that way.
When they don't have the weight, they do cut across that wee bit quicker.
So 3-2 into 7th end. I wonder if Bryce have a slight change in tactics and look to keep things a bit cleaner.
Yeah, try and keep the hammer up the 8th.
Blanket and go into the 8th, exactly that.
Quickly back to the ladies' final.
Yeah, made that well. A wee bit lucky not to jam in the back, but gives Jackson Rink a chance to have a wee hit and roll in behind here, and looking not too bad setup to get a steal here.
Don't think they want to hit and roll too much, or they might set up a double on the other side.
No, that's a fair point. I smell of fish and chips in here now. Oh man. What are they doing this? I think that's pretty perfect.
Nah, it's not bad. I don't think she can get the double off that.
I think if there is, it's jamming on the winger anyway, so I think that's pretty good. I think they'll just take one off and
the one it's shot it's going to remain in there. Will be a good red stone.
it will be. Very difficult to beat off the left hand side as we look at it. Easier on the right, but if they don't move it with this stone, I would suggest you block up the right hand side and give them about a foot to aim for weight wise.
Well, she's got to be looking to steal at
Got
least
to
two
be.
here.
Got to be.
But she's going to have to probably steal the last two ends.
Capable of it though.
Yes.
Nerves set in for the opposition. They know they were well up in a final. And
Well, this red, if she is it slightly wrong, go to the back blue.
I think it will. In all honesty, I was pointing at that in a minute or two ago, and it's just got that look about it, hasn't it? When you think we'll play the safe shot, just get rid of one, and all of a sudden you haven't got rid of one. And
Don't think she can get the double. What
I
she
don't
might
think
be able
so.
to do is might be able to move the red slightly out into the gap again.
Exactly, might be able to remove it from being it's already swung too far, I think, for doing that. Red blue, Kenny. Nearly called it.
Not far away.
The shooter's left quite a nice angle for a double though.
She's not got to play on the blue.
I think so. I think you've got to play on the blue and try and climb up back over the red. And that's not a bad call, to be fair. It's if they make it, that's fine, and it takes a double off as well doing that. You just don't want to leave a double back because you're losing a 3 if you leave a double here.
Still the early stages of the 7th end in the men's final. It's a empty house and a lot of stones shot at the house. Oh no, there is a stone in there behind all these guards.
There is, and it'll be tempting to get another one in there right now. So where's this red going, Kenny? Where do you think it'll land?
Well, she wants it down behind tee.
Looks awfully wide at the moment.
Work it now.
They've got to take it as far back as they can now. If she's a quarter covered, that's not bad. It's there or thereabouts, but I think they can follow it down. I think this is last shot anyway.
Not sure. Might be 3 shots to come. I think we've seen Sophie Jackson play her first stone, did we? No, I think there's 3 stones to come.
This looks pretty good. Two stones to come, you're right, Kenny. And I think if they can get to the inside of that and roll across, even just a fraction, pressure's on then.
They're quite fortunate actually, they've got that red stone to move out the back.
They are. I don't think that was what was called actually, was it? It was.
No, I think it's just
it was a down weight from that.
That red stone would lay in there for third shot. Completely different angle on this stone. But again, I think Sophie Jackson just looking to flop off the blue and lie 2 shots. They were brushing to get by their own red, but they could just have possibly been up slightly earlier and it would have been really good, but they are lying 2 shots.
It's pretty good, and I don't think they can afford to hit it on the nose maybe. We have our first result of the session. Grant Hardy finishing third, beating the Molinado rink from Spain.
They would feel a wee bit outnumbered in that game, David.
I would say so.
Sheet sponsored by his father's company, and also all the stones I think are sponsored, and also the scoreboard sponsored by Hardy Engineering.
And the last count I think were about 40 mentions on that sheet, so David, a good supporter of Dumfries Ice Ball. You can see the logo on the left hand side of the screen there.
I think he'll be in his Santa's grotto at the moment. I think he's away be Santa this afternoon.
I'm sure there's a comeback comment to that, but I'm neither quick enough nor brave enough to make it. So big stone, it's actually 6-4 in this game, Kenny. I just had a quick check of the scoreboards, and this is really wide. I don't think this is going to change it. It's going to be 2 red.
2 red, so that ties the score, does it?
Ties the game up.
Peel's going down the last.
It does indeed.
So, good comeback there by Sophie Jackson.
It is sticking in well. So we'll go back to where the sound of all the brush banging was. adds a bit of character to the game, doesn't it? As long as there's no damage.
As long as it's done, not in the middle of the sheet, it's fine.
Exactly. It's probably not the party line, I suspect, but would you say Bryce is in command of this end, Kenny?
Well, at the moment he is.
Chance of moving 2 yellow guards and maybe running one into the house here as well. Coming off the outside yellow. Even move the blue and the yellow here with kind of half stone contact. Just like that. I think the yellow's still line shot though. Sorry,
Blue line.
blue
Possibly
line shot, and yeah,
But it's a good shot there.
hasn't really taken the centre guards off though.
No. And I think Cameron and Bryce can come through that gap.
I think he can just roll into the right hand side of the centre line as we look at it. Looks pretty good. Yeah, that's not bad there actually, is it? That's pretty good.
Get first indications there, I think, from Kyle Smith that he's going to draw round about these guards. I don't think he's got any option, David. I think everything else is...
No, I don't think he's got much on at all now, because any kind of hit and roll off the 1 and the 12 foot isn't really going to do him any. There's no benefit to it. It's just going to be third shot.
He could draw through the gap on the centre line.
It's tight though. It's a tight gap. Plenty of distance between the stones, but Bryce has last stone here as well.
Well, he can be against either blue here.
He needs to be against either blue, I would say.
Preferably the inside one, I always think. But there's a lot of... Once he gets round the guard, there is a lot of distance. It just depends on his weight. Looks not too bad.
That's took a huge swing. Think he can get to this? That seemed to take a massive swing, because they seemed to be sweeping to try and get that to move at one point.
He just got past the blue guard, remember?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it possibly hasn't taken that big a swing, because he could afford it to be to the right as we're looking at to freeze on them.
Either way, it's a nice yellow stone in there now.
Especially if he just flops either way here.
They're interested in it. I think it needs to swing. Here it comes. Is it going to get by the blue? I think it is. No, it just caught it. Oh, it lands in the hole. Made the hole a wee bit wider now though, but I suspect Kyle Smith will follow that in. Try and stick one top of 4.
Yeah. What's the front of that? Even against it's good. I think he's got to be right in against the blue, David, just in case he does leave a double.
Yeah, possibly right. Can afford, yeah.
Which would tie the game up and give him the hammer back at the last end.
Do you think he would rather be 2 up without or Peels with?
I would say he'd be quite happy to be Peels with.
Either way.
Yes. He wasn't a lot of bother there.
He's got the firepower to deal with it either way, I suspect.
I think he's just got to follow the same path as Cameron Bryce took and just a wee bit less weight and draw in. You say there's a bit more gap there now to get past that blue.
Yeah, it's widened it a touch. Still doesn't look particularly wide, I have to say.
What stone does Cameron Bryce have if he puts this one?
I think if he goes top 4 here fully buried, I don't think he's got very much.
He's got to be
It's got to be fully 4 foot.
Yeah, it's got to be live second shot.
If he comes right back to them, then he can follow it down for a 1. Maybe he stays touching the centre line though. I really don't. He's not really got a lot of options.
I'm looking at a shot that Cameron Bryce might have if he doesn't make this.
Comfortable. He's all the way back. It's well played.
I think we might go to, the way Robin Bryden was indicating there, we might be going to see this shot that I was thinking was the big blue. Straight into 2 yellows to pick up a 5
And sit for a 5.
game changing shot.
I think we should. Steve, you're hanging about the back here. Can you run down and just tell them to pause? Kenny wants to play this stone, please.
He had a shot for a 1 through there, had he not? Through this, follow the same stone as Kyle Smith.
He's probably thinking the 1 Peels down the last. His percentage chance of winning that could be 10% of the game. So you've got a chance to basically, you've got a shot to win the game here.
Yes, aye. He's also
got a shot to lose the game.
Lose the game at the same time, I would say.
Oh, that's close. That's close. Oh, he's unlucky.
Very unlucky.
He's got the shot though, has he? I think he might have got the shot.
Just had to get it slightly on the other side.
That's really unlucky. Yeah, so needed it to curl fractionally more.
Less curl.
Well, yeah.
we're not arguing with it. It's not going to matter right now. Yeah, you're right. It had to.
Yeah, curl fractionally more to get the inside.
It had to hit on the other side.
Still a good effort.
I'm sure.
So 1 to the Bryce rink. I think Cameron Bryce is standing in the head, ready to go. I'm not saying this with any confidence, but he's unlucky there. That was very, very, very close to being a 4 or a 5.
Yeah, you've called it right, David. It was a shot to Cameron Bryce and his team. So again, we've wasted 7 ends. Could have been just started at the 8th end. Would have been more. think we'll quickly go to the girls' game.
Yeah. 8th end here.
Yes.
Peels.
Peels, Sophie Jackson playing Redstones.
Yep. And the Mathis rink playing blue, Havelock Stone. And I think we're on third shots, I'm going to guess, by where everybody is in the head. I would think this is the last of the third stones, would be my guess. Bryce Rink successfully put up a guard. We'll see Kyle Smith's rink trying to tick. Back it comes.
That's quite a good result for the Matthews rink.
Yeah, guards have been removed. We're right. So Sophie Jackson coming to play her first stone of the last end.
I think she's got to put a guard on with her first stone.
I think it's either a guard or a tap on the red. I think you're right though. I think a guard is probably the shot.
A guard near the centre line, perhaps. Maybe letting her see a bit to the right, just a slide to the right hand side.
Yeah, exactly. See if she can tempt her into going for the red in the house, and then get one right onto the bottom with her last shot. Second guard on from Fraser Shaw. Give Fraser his juice. He's played quite well.
Yes.
He was asking for nice comments. So. Bryce Rink in general has played very well actually.
Both teams are undefeated going into this final game. It's not too bad.
I actually don't mind that. It's that tempter to go for a double that leaves a jam. If you miss the double on the high side as we look at it, so the right hand side, there's always a chance of lifting the blue in the house as well. We're probably being a touch biased here, which is very unprofessional, but given we're not professionals. Yeah.
Sophie is from Dumfries, so got to be supporting her, I think, today, David.
I would say so.
She's had a really good season up to now. Winning quite a few competitions, both here in Scotland and in Europe.
I think if this guard does go, it has to be a tap on the red for the next shot though. Looks fine.
I think she's got
a draw round it, to be fair.
Well,
half stone round it's not the worst result, show half of everything. Depends a little bit on who's don't like that shot.
No.
I assume that the red is shot at the moment, in which case there's no need to make a play on that blue. And I think you'd like to think that any stone out there wouldn't be good enough to win the game anyway. I think you have to come round that red stone or tap it.
I think she needs something in the 4 foot. Really put the pressure on.
Yeah, the Mathis rink will be all too aware that they've been ahead in this final for a long time.
Yeah. I think this is maybe just the time that the Jackson team would like a timeout.
I think it's fair to say most teams have been taking timeouts anyway. You can't certainly not criticise them for taking their time on this one anyway. I strongly think that they need to be in the 4 foot here. That's the call,
That's
I think.
a good call. That's not.
That's not.
No.
Again, though, it's so easy from up here. It's always the right call if it wins you the game, though. They may be thinking something about their opposition that we've not seen. They may be thinking an out-turn hit's not the right thing, or an in-turn hit's not the right shot to leave them. So
I still think your first call, David, was correct. Either a draw to the 4 foot or a tap up in their own red.
got to get something to the 4 foot, don't you?
Because basically all they're doing here is Matthews right, we just follow Sophie's last stone down, my shot. Quickly looking at the men's final, I don't think there's anything in the house at the moment. Cameron and Bryce's team playing at a stone line way out there on the edge of the 12 foot, 8 foot, sorry. I think Cameron and Bryce's team are trying to come around the guards.
This looks quite nice as well. Sweeping's not an easy job now, is it?
No.
Not that it ever was, but there's a whole more mental side to it now.
Front end of the teams have got to be really fit.
And switched on as well, when to sweep, what angle to sweep at.
So I think we're seeing.
At least they don't have to think about which brush or which type of pad they're using now.
Kyle Smith's indicated he would just like to see the front end cleared up a bit.
Here it comes. This looks a wee touch heavy and a wee touch wide. We got caught out in that the last game. We thought they'd won the game as well, didn't we?
Yes, I can remember that.
Yeah.
Skip and the sub skip.
I think they were banking on line second shot here just to give them a second option, but any kind of contact with this red now.
I was beginning to wonder there whether we were actually seeing okay there, David, that blue maybe was shot.
I have to admit, I might have come off the other handle for this one, just to make sure it doesn't track straight on that hand. Again, these ladies have been playing the ice for the last 2 hours, so I'm guessing they probably are straight on the sweeping. No, I think they're okay. Looks absolutely fine. So the Mathis rink are our 2016 ladies champions here at Dumfries.
Quickly back to the last end of the men's final.
And congratulations to the Mathis rink. Played very well all week.
Yes, probably. They were in charge of most heads we saw. They were actually in charge of the game, especially early on. Jackson's team came back to them 6 and 7.
It's a nice stone.
As you said, David, congratulations to them. So we're down to skip stones here in the final.
I think we are. I think it's their first stones as well. I don't think it's their seconds.
No, Cameron Bryce is just taking his kipper off there, so I think it is his first stone.
This is looking quite nice though. It's looking very nice. It's a good effort, well swept. Do you open it up or do you follow it down? I think you do both, don't you?
Yeah.
You hit the yellow in and try and clear everything.
I think he hits his own yellow stone into the
I think so.
blue stone. Open up the 4 foot
Yep.
in case he has to draw the bottom of his last stone. Half a stone.
Yep. Half stone peel gets rid of everything. Forces Bryce to play pretty much the same shot again.
Aye.
Leaves Kyle Smith the 4 foot for the game. So
Actually, perfect stone here for Kyle Smith would actually be to hit this and lie shot with that stone.
yeah, absolutely. Actually, force Bryce to follow it down and
Try
roll
and move
back
it.
to the middle. Yep. And then he's just got a peel for the game.
I think the main thing here, first thing Kyle Smith will be want to do is to make sure the blue stone's out of there.
Yeah,
because it is.
get rid of the blue. Sweeper straight on. Nails it. Well played.
I think
See Cameron Bryce put this one straight back in round there.
good shot there by Kyle Smith. That one wasn't hanging around.
I did not spare the horses on that one.
So we're down to the last two stones of the final. Can't see us going to the next round, David. That yellow, I think it's sitting just at the edge of the 8 foot. I think it's going to.
Not a chance.
That's one bit of good news.
Well, we've got through the whole competition and we're going to finish 5 minutes behind schedule, which is pretty darn good, I would say.
Thanks to all the staff here at the Ice Bowl. I think a special thanks to our development officer here at Dumfries and the umpires who have kept the pace of games going along.
I think we're done, Kenny. I think this is short. He's left it short, and there's your handshakes.
Handshake, yes. So the 2016 champions here at Dumfries are the Kyle Smith ring. And commiserations to Cameron Bryce and his team, but they put up a really good show there in the final. But as I said, congratulations to Kyle Smith.
Yep, takes a win here, and that pretty much brings our coverage to a close of this weekend. I think we're back sometime in March for mixed doubles.
Yes, I'm going to have to learn the rules of mixed doubles before then.
I believe I'm playing, so I think I better learn them. So we'll be back at some point then. There may be some intermittent games, but if you keep an eye on the Dumfries Curling Facebook page, if we are showing anything, it'll certainly be on there. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Kenny, for coming in to do some commentary. And we'll leave it there for today and hopefully see you again at some point.
Thank you, David, and thanks to yourself for coming along and being my co-commentator this afternoon and for most of the weekend. Thanks to all the viewers for watching, and as David said, hopefully see you sometime in March.